Women are strictly forbidden from performing exorcism.
Somebody had to be the first.
I can't hear you.
I'm here with you.
We've been waiting for you.
At the beginning of the movie, we see a girl named Anne praying in her room. Her mother knocks on the door and asks her to let her in. But Anne continues to pray and her mother angrily breaks the door by banging her head on the door. Anne has grown up now and has become a nun. We see her with Dr. Peter, whom she tells that her mother was going through depression. But she knows it was more than just depression. Sometimes she used to love her a lot, but sometimes she used to hurt her too. And she knows that she was possessed. We then see the St. Michael's School of Exorcism in Boston, which has been reopened in response to a global rise in demonic possessions to train priests in the rite of exorcism. Anne is also studying nursing in the same school, and we see her in the class of Dr. Peters, who is a psychiatrist. Dr. Peter says that the occult arose in the late 80s because of the school in which they are currently sitting. According to her, our mind plays tricks on us and takes us away from reality. That is why the church now takes the help of a psychiatrist like her before approving the rite of exorcism. And then goes to the room of a girl named Natalie, where Dr. Peter is already present with some students. And she is telling them that Natalie's mother feels that she is being possessed by some sort of evil entity. But she thinks that is not the case. After they leave, Anne starts talking to Natalie, and Natalie tells her that she is her favorite person here. Now at night, Anne sees her mother's comb and remembers how her mother used to hurt her. When she goes to close the window, she sees Natalie's reflection in the glass, and feels as if someone is standing outside her door. When she checks outside, we see Natalie standing behind, and when Anna starts going in that direction, she hears some sound from the other side. Now the next day, Anne hears her mother's whisper in the corridor, which makes her a little scared. And then suddenly Natalie appears there and says that she does not like that room. Anne asks her how did she come out of that room, to which she does not answer. Now Anne leaves her in her room, and she again hears her mother saying that she is here with her. Then she hears some eerie female voice from a room saying something in Bulgarian. When Anne goes towards that room, she sees that a class is going on there in which a video is being played, and she also joins that class. Here we see Father Quinn telling the class that Alina has reached the terminal stage of possession. In this stage, the possessed person becomes extremely physically and spiritually corrupt. Deliverance is still possible in this, but death is imminent. And sadly, in Alina's case, death came first. Then he tells that demons are not afraid of anyone. And when you enter the room of a possessed, the demon will try to distract you in every possible way. But remember that the word of God is your most powerful weapon. The priests made some fatal errors in Alina's exorcism, and he asked the class what would you have done differently. Now Anne starts studying Alina's case thoroughly, and during this, she gets a word, the voice, and then we see her telling Dr. Peter that her mother said that the voices didn't really wanted her, but wanted Anne, because she was one of God's chosen soldiers. Now, Sister Euphemia sees Anne doing all this, and she complains about it to Father Quinn. She says that according to the rule of the church, only male clergy can be given training in exorcism. But when Anne argues with her about this, she says they are here only to give comfort, pray, and show mercy. After this, when she is giving a bed bath to a patient named Clark, he starts humming a song. Anne is a little surprised to hear this and asks him how does he know this song, to which he says they were waiting for her, and Anne sees that Clark's body is burning. Then the song starts playing on the speakers in Anne's mother's voice, and when she tries to leave, the door automatically closes. She screams for help, but suddenly Clark attacks her and asks her to let him in. Anne tries to escape, but he catches her and starts dancing with her. But Anne manages to save herself. Now Father Quinn and Sister Euphemia show this video footage to the Cardinal Matthews, who says that this demon attacked Sister Anne without any reason, on which Sister says that for the protection of Anne, they should send her back to the convent. But Father Quinn says that Anne should stay here. He wants to teach her, but informally, just to protect her and others. He does not know exactly, but he feels that Anne has a personal relationship with the devil. Now with the consent of the Cardinal, Anne gets permission to attend exorcism class, and Father Quinn welcomes her to the class, and Anne is also very happy with this. Then he takes them for practical and tells that the subject is a recent admission, who is suffering from epilepsy according to Dr. Peter's diagnosis. Anne sees that the subject is none other than Natalie. And when Father says that he needs 2 volunteers, Anne is the first to raise her hand. But Father Quinn chooses Father Dante and Father Raymond. Then he starts preparing them and tells them some things and gives them some important things which will be useful to them in this exorcism. Now Father Dante and Father Raymond enter Natalie's room and start the process of exorcism. And they see that Natalie is in a possessed state. They start reciting prayers, but Natalie puts her fingers in her ear. And then she climbs on the wall. Both of them are very scared to see all this, but Father Quinn tells them to continue praying. And when they do so, Natalie jumps down and starts moving towards the mirror, on the other side of which Anne is standing. She puts her hands on her eyes, from which maggots start coming out. She then tells Anne to let her in, and seeing this, Father Quinn goes inside the room. Now he takes the matter into his hand and tries to get the devil out of her. But Natalie goes under the bed. Then he sees her above the bed, but when Father removes the blanket, no one is there and she attacks him from under the bed. Natalie then stands from the other side of the bed, and seeing this, Anne also enters the room. She tries to talk to her, but Natalie starts screaming. But after some time she becomes normal and suddenly falls down, and her hair starts entering her mouth. Father Dante and Raymond try to pull the hair from her mouth, and Father Quinn and Anne start reading prayers. And only then does a hand come out of Natalie's mouth, after which she becomes normal, and Anne calms her down. Later, Dante, Raymond, and Anne discuss this, and they tell Anne that it has become possible because of her. Dante then shows them a drawing that Natalie had made and tells them that his sister Amelia was raped and became pregnant. Now later, when Anne goes to keep something, she sees a dead body there, and when she goes and checks, it is her mother's dead body. Then she hears some sound from behind, and when she looks back, there is no one on the bed, and suddenly her mother attacks her. But it turns out to be just a nightmare. She then goes to Natalie, who is kept in a special room. Natalie tells her that she had a nightmare, in which some people were yelling. But she thinks they were yelling in some voice. That voice tells her things, makes promises, and sometimes shows things too. Then she says that she was also there, but she was not shouting. After this, she asks Father Quinn if Natalie was cleansed, on which he says he is not sure. She will be kept under observation, and if things go out of their control, she will be transferred to the Vatican. She confirms to him that Natalie's case is terminal, to which he says yes, and tells that only the most skilled exorcists can handle terminal cases. And if she wants to help Natalie, she can pray for her. She then takes the help of Dante to access the secret archives and see the history of terminal cases in them. She finds that all the people who were sent to the Vatican had died, but there was one girl among them named Mila who was released. Anne watches the tape of the interview of the girl who tells that the soldiers shot her sisters. The demon used to talk to her in the sound of those gunshots, and it controlled her. Then she removes her prosthetic nose from her face and tells that she kept praying to God for forgiveness, but she knew that she did not deserve it. She then tries to go to Natalie's room, but then a nurse passes by and tells her that access to her room has been restricted. Anne goes straight to Father Quinn and tells him that he cannot transfer Natalie, because the mortality rate for terminal cases is 90%. She tries to convince him that in these cases the shame and guilt of the victim was so deep that they have invited the demon in and surrendered their control. Father asks her about Natalie's shame, to which she has no answer. Father says that he trusts her a lot, but she has to understand the danger here. She is leaving angrily when she meets Dante, who asks her that if there is any way she can prove them that she is right. His sister is possessed and he tried to get her admitted here, but the church did not accept her because she was pregnant. Anne asks him if he wants to attempt an unauthorized exorcism, to which he says that he has no other choice and he saw that she can connect to the demon. After that, he takes her to his house and tells that his sister is sleeping since 3 days. Then when they start the exorcism, Anne sees Amelia scratching her abdomen. She tries to calm her down, but suddenly Amelia wakes up and Dante tells her that Anne has come to help. Dante begins reading the prayers and Amelia asks Anne she knows how it feels when something is growing inside of you. Anne says yes, to which Amelia says that at least her child knew who his father was. Then suddenly all the candles in the room go out and Amelia's abdomen starts bloating. Anne sees hand marks on her abdomen and talks to Amelia and asks her to fight the demon. Anne tells Dante to keep reciting prayers and tells Amelia to confess herself and she will be forgiven. After this, Amelia's abdomen becomes normal, the candles lights on their own, and finally, their exorcism becomes successful. Now later, Anne tells Dante that she got pregnant at the age of 15 and she didn't even know who was the father of that child. She was kicked out of the foster home, after which she found a place in the shelter of the Sisters of St. Mary's. She held her child for a few moments, and the sisters arranged for the adoption of her child. Now the next day, Anne is called by Cardinal Matthew, who tells her that Amelia took her own life last night. Amelia's mother told her that she had attempted exorcism on her. Anne tries to explain, but the cardinal lashes out at her. Father Quinn explains to Anne that the demon had convinced her that he was defeated, but he was not. Knowing all this, Anne unhappily concludes that she will go back to her old convent in response to the tragedy. Now after a few days, Dr. Peter comes to meet her and tells her that Natalie has been released after observation, and Anne becomes very happy knowing this. Then after a few days, Father Dante also visits her and tells her that Natalie had a relapse and had to be rushed back to the church. And when they reached the church, a priest and 2 orderlies were killed. Anne says that Natalie is a terminal case and will be sent to the Vatican, to which he says that this will not happen as Natalie does not have much time. They have moved her to the catacombs under the main building and don't want to put more lives in danger by attempting an exorcism on her. Anne asks him why is he telling her all this, to which Dante says that because she gave it to him, and tells him that she got it when she came to St. Mary's, and that she had wrapped it around her baby girl's wrist the day she gave her up for adoption. She realizes that Natalie is her daughter and that demon is using her to get to her. Now Dante secretly takes her to the place where Natalie was kept, and here she sees the baptismal well which was used many years ago. They then move ahead to where Raymond and the 2 priests are already reading prayers. Raymond is shocked to see them and asks to go back, but just then Natalie tells Anne not to act like a stranger. Anne asks Natalie to let the demons go, but only then does she turn the place dark, which frightens everyone present there. Now demon starts attacking all the priests one by one, and Dante goes to check on Raymond. Then Anne also comes there from behind and they find Raymond's dead body there. Then going a little further they find Natalie, who asks Anne why she left her. Anne says she knows she is not Natalie and he wins. Natalie runs up and hugs her, and then the demon is transferred inside Anne. Dante picks up Natalie and looks at Anne, who has become possessed, and Anne tells him to run away. Dante sees Anne levitating in the air and escapes with Natalie. He tells Natalie to find a good place to hide, and he stays there to confront the demon. Now Anne starts moving towards him, but she stops before coming near him, and only then he sees her on the other side of the gate. Dante asks her to let Natalie go, but demon attacks him and starts searching for Natalie. She suddenly grabs Natalie and is about to kill her when she hears her mother's voice. Now she starts seeing visions of the past, in which she sees her mother and Natalie's childhood, which gives her the power to fight the demon. She stands at the baptismal well and puts the cross on her forehead, causing her to fall into the pool of holy water. By then Dante also comes there, and then there is an explosion in the pool, and her body floats up. Dante pulls her out of the pool and sees that Anne has freed herself from the demon. Now after all this, the church is very happy with Anne, and they reward her with an academic research fellowship at the Vatican. Before leaving, she meets Father Quinn and thanks him. Father Quinn advises her to be careful because she now knows the devil, and the devil knows her. Now on the way, her cab stops at a place, and Anne notices that a strange woman is staring at her. And then she finds that the cab driver is the old man who had harassed her in the church. Anne tries to get out of the car, but the woman is standing outside, and now her cab driver is sitting right next to her. Anne arms herself with a crucifix as the driver snarls and lunges at her. And the movie ends here. Please like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon never to miss new video updates. Thanks for watching!